Hey everyone, looky what I got. I got a brand new dual motor electric scooter to test out. This is a Mantis 8 by Kaabou, and this is exclusively sold by Kaabo USA for this version here. Now this is a dual motor electric scooter, 500 watts per motor, 13 amp hour battery. We're gonna unbox this thing today, see what's all involved in assembly, see what it comes with, do a detailed overview of it, then I'm gonna hop on it and test it out and see how it performs. Now I'll leave down below in the description timestamps, so if you guys want to skip all the boring stuff and get right to the good stuff, make sure you guys check that out. Now Kaabo USA was nice enough to send me this scooter for free to test out, and they were also nice enough to provide me with a very generous coupon, in my opinion, for $150 off one of these. So if you guys are interested in one of these after watching some of my videos, make sure you guys use that coupon and take advantage of that. Now, if you guys do use my coupon code or the affiliate link below, I will make a few dollars at no extra cost to you. But you save a couple bucks, I make a couple bucks. That's a win-win in my book. And guys, I'm also trying to build my Instagram account up. So if you guys want to see behind the scenes photos or previews of some upcoming videos, photos, and stuff like that, so you'll know what I have coming out, make sure you guys are subscribed to my Instagram. That'll be in the link below. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so I got the Mantis 8 out of the box, and there's really almost no assembly required. The only thing you really have to do is install the handlebars with the 4 bolts up top, and you have to clamp it down here at the stem where it folds. So that's really easy assembly. Now with the scooter, they do give you a set of Allen wrenches here. They give you the caps for the axle nuts, a user manual, a little Kaabou sticker that goes on the front. Now another thing that I was really surprised about is that it came with this gear bag for the front handlebars. Now I have one of these on all my other scooters, and this is probably about a $20 to $25 bag at least. So I was really surprised that they included this, because it doesn't even say in the manual that it's supposed to come with this. So I don't know if this is going to be included in all the scooters or if it was just in mine, but that's awesome that they included this. And then last but not least, you get the 48 volt 2 amp charger for charging this thing. So we're going to get these handlebars put on and charge this battery up, go over all the nuts and bolts, adjust the brakes, and take this baby for a spin and see how she does. Now just a really quick initial impression of this thing out of the box from a few things that I've noticed right off the bat. One is that it included a deck latch on the stem here for folding it and you know, being able to carry it around. So that's nice that they included that and you don't have to buy it separately. One negative that I've seen already was that the grip on the platform on the bottom, I like it and all, it's completely rubber, which is really nice for non-slip. But the only problem is it's not really sticking too good. You can see it already peeling up here in the front, and I don't think this is going to stay on here very good. So I may upgrade that in the future to maybe like a grip tape or something that actually sticks on there better. But we'll test it out. We'll try it over time and see how it acts and go from there. I noticed it has some cool LEDs down the side and some turn signals, which is pretty neat. It has a nice little integrated bell in the brake lever, which is cool. And one other main thing that I noticed is this thing is a lot lighter than some of my other scooters, and that's pretty nice because it's going to be a lot easier to transport this thing around and taking it with you on, you know, different places like vacations and things like that. So now I know that's probably enough of me talking. Let's get these handlebars on here, get this thing charged up, make sure all these nuts and bolts are tight, brakes are adjusted, and we're going to take this baby for a spin and see what she got. All right guys, so right now I'm in the slowest mode. I'm in speed 1 or mode 1. I'm on single motor eco mode, and the max speed is right around 5 to 6 miles an hour, almost 7. It depends if you have a slight grade or flat, but right now I'm cruising at about 6 miles an hour. Now, one thing I want to mention right off the bat is I noticed that no matter what mode you're in when you shut this thing down, when you start it up, it automatically defaults to mode 3, which is the fastest mode. I don't know why it does that. In my opinion, it should start on 1. That way, if a kid or somebody hopped on this thing to go, it wouldn't be at max speed. But I mean, it's not that big of a deal for me. I'm going to probably ride it in mode 3 all the time anyway. But you know, if a kid or a child wants to jump on this thing and try it out, then, you know, if it defaulted in this mode right here, it would have been nice. Now, one thing I want to mention too is I noticed there is no key, there is no password or anything to activate this thing. So basically you turn it on and it goes. It would have been nice to see either a key so that you can lock it out, or if you could make it so your display made you put in a password to ride the thing, that would have been nice for safety. Like I said, if my 8-year-old decides to take it for a spin one day when I'm not home, then, you know, at least he would have been locked out. But anyway, let's go ahead and get back to the speed test. So It's about 6 miles an hour in the slowest setting, between 5 and 6. Now I'm going to go to dual motor. That didn't really change too much as far as the speed goes. Now we're going to kick it into turbo mode, and we're going to see on speed 1 turbo mode what the max speed on it is. So GPS says 13, and I'm going to call this out here, guys, for the speed, because I'm not sure if you guys could actually see the display because of the brightness out here. So GPS says 13, scooter says 12, so I would say around 13 mile an hour in gear 1 and turbo dual motor. So now let's kick it up into gear 2 and go back down into single and eco. Now this is another thing I want to mention real quick, guys, is that I like these buttons compared to the one on my Varla scooter. However, the only thing is you don't know really, other than feeling the power kick in or disengage, you don't really know what mode you're in. There's no lights or anything, and you can't see if it's pushed in or pulled out. So you kind of got to either kick it up on the kickstand and see what mode you're in, but be careful because the front wheel will still be touching the ground. Or, you know, you could tell when you kick it in, definitely you can tell. But it would have been nice to have maybe some kind of LED light or something like there is on the headlight here. This blue LED would have been nice to see some kind of LED to let you know what mode you were in. All right, so now we're in level 2 in single motor eco mode, and the max speed here is about 10 miles an hour. It says 10 on GPS and on the display, so right around 10. Now we're going to kick it into turbo mode, and this is still single motor. And GPS says 18, and the scooter says 18, so 18 miles an hour. Now we're going to kick it into dual motor, and that really didn't change much. That's about the same. Oh no, it's picking up a little bit, 19 to 20 miles an hour. So the max you can go in speed 2 is between 18 to 20 miles an hour. Now let's go back into single motor and eco mode, and we're going to try mode 3 now. So this is going to be a max speed run here. So max speed, I believe I'm in eco mode single. We're going to see what we can hit here. So single motor eco mode in mode 3 is going to give you 14 miles an hour on the GPS, and right around 14, it's 15 now. So right around 14 to 15 miles an hour in single motor eco. It's kicking into turbo. This is turbo mode, single motor. 22, 23, 24. Hold on, let me get around this bend here, guys. Hit this straight stretch. So let's try this again on this straight stretch. 19 on GPS, 22, 24, 25, 26. So 26 on GPS, 25 on the display, and I feel like it might have even went a little faster if I had a little bit more runway, but I ran out of runway there. So let's go ahead and kick it into dual motor turbo mode and see what the max speed is. So you can hit 25 with a single motor turbo in mode 3 if you want. It's going to take you a little bit of time to get there. Now turbo mode is going to get you there, or dual motor mode is going to get you there a lot faster. And I'm probably going to always ride in dual motor mode, and this is why. So you could ride in eco mode and supposedly save battery level or whatnot, but in my opinion, just from testing with my other scooter, when you're in single motor mode, for one, it's going to put a little bit more of a strain if you're just using one motor. Now, it's not going to be a problem for this, I don't think, unless you're going up some steep hills. But in single motor mode, you're using more power on one motor to get you going, depending on how heavy you are. If you're using dual motor, yes, the scooter itself is going to use more power because you got 2 controllers pushing 2 motors, but each motor is going to use slightly less power to get you moving at that same speed. So are you going to save any either way? Possibly, but I just like to stay in dual motor mode. That way it's better on the scooter, and I don't feel like I'm going to save too much energy. Now, where you're going to save the energy at is if you're just going real slow, just cruising at a slow speed like this, and if you're not constantly in it. So if that makes sense. So let's go ahead, bump this up into dual motor, And we're gonna start down this end, and we're gonna start from a stop. And then when I hit the button for dual motor, we're gonna see how it takes off. And I believe there's some settings you can go in and change in the display. I was checking out in the manual and online, so we're gonna try that out too and see if we can bump this up. But let's start from a dead stop here and see how fast single motor dual is. So we're gonna start out in single motor single. Let's make sure I'm in single. Kick it up here on the kickstand. Yep. I'm in turbo. Yep, I'm in turbo mode. So single motor turbo, and then we're gonna kick it into dual as we get going. So there's single, right now is dual. Oh yeah, you can feel it kicking for sure. Definitely kicked in. It's gonna get up to that max speed way, way faster. I'm already at 25 on GPS, 25 on the display, 27 on GPS, 26 on the display. So guys, this is faster than what it says it is. It's supposed to, now this is a full battery, but it says it's supposed to go, look at that power, look at that pep. Pretty nice for a 500 watt dual motor scooter. I'll tell you what, it has a lot more pep than what I thought it was gonna have for being 500 watts. That's for sure. Can't wait to try this baby out on some hills. So you can see there that as soon as you kick in that dual motor in turbo mode, it freaking takes off pretty good. And man, I'm surprised it actually went 27 miles an hour on GPS. That's crazy. That's faster. It was only supposed to go like 25. Now, grant you, I am only about 165 pounds. So you got to take that into consideration too, as well as, you know, how much you weigh. So let's go up this hill right here. I don't know. I'm going to stay in, let's just go single motor eco mode and see if it goes up this small incline right here. 12 miles an hour, 13. Now this is gear 3, 12, 11. So yeah, it cruised up no problem. We're gonna go try this on a bigger hill too, guys, so don't go anywhere just yet. So let's try dual motor. Now this is dual motor eco mode. Definitely feels like more power. 12, no problem, straight up at no problem. And then we're gonna try turbo mode. We'll try some jumps too, off some curbs. See how that suspension is. Now, one thing I do want to say is it does feel like it's a little bit stiffer than my other scooters. Let's see, dual motor? No, dual motor turbo. Oh yeah, it takes off. 14, 15. So yeah, it takes off, guys. I didn't know what mode I was in there for a second. I had to think about it. I still don't know what mode I'm in. See, that's what I'm saying. Once you get riding here, it's kind of hard to tell what mode you're in. Let me see what mode I'm in. Okay, that's turbo. And that's dual. Okay, so guys, so we're just gonna stay in dual motor turbo mode from now on. You guys seen what it could do as far as speed. You know what? I gotta go get my other GoPro before I go too far. And then before we go towards the end of this video, I'm gonna go into the settings and bump this up to a faster start, because right now it's set for slow start. I believe that's what it's set to out of the box. Woo. Wow, that's sweet. That's sweet. I gotta tell you guys, I'm really liking the lighter weight on this scooter, even though it's only 500 watt dual motor. I think it was, what was it, like 53 pounds, I think it says it is. And you could definitely tell it's 20 some pounds lighter than my other scooter, and you could definitely feel it when you're riding it. I mean, it just, I don't know how to explain it. It's just a lot easier to whip around. Now, I do like the feel of heavier scooters at times. It makes you feel more stable, but this thing, it's so light and nimble. It just, I really like that about it. So yeah, I better grab my other GoPro before I get too far. Oh, here, hold on. You know what? I almost forgot. Let's try it off some curbs first. Oh yeah, no problem. No problem off them curbs. That stiff suspension is stiffer, is nice for that though. That's about a 6 to 7 inch curb. Oh yeah, sweet, sweet. Oh yeah, just as fun as my other one. Sweet, man, sweet. You hear that front wheel spinning? That regen braking is pretty sweet too. Nice. All right, so let's go try it on a bigger jump. All right guys, now we're gonna try it out on some bumps, just cruising through here at normal speed. And that's pretty much where you're gonna feel the little bit stiffer suspension is on little bumps like this. But I'm gonna tell you, it's really not too bad. Not too bad. And I do have the tires aired up to about 45 pounds. So that's one thing to keep in mind. It might be a little softer if you went with a little less pressure. All right guys, so now I want to go over with you the display and the settings up here. Right here you have your buttons, your Eco Turbo, single, dual. Like I said, there's no way to really tell what mode you're in other than feeling it kick in. Speed, you have the 1, 2, and 3. So I have it in mode 1 now. I'll shut it down. When you turn it back on, it'll automatically be in 3. So it defaults to 3. Another thing I wanted to show you is what's really cool, and I never noticed about my other scooter until I got this one, is that there's a USB charge port right here for a 5-volt charge port. So right now, that's why I have this cable wrapped up around here. I actually have my phone plugged in and charging so that it stays charged. That's really awesome. You can see right here at the bottom, there's USB and a little cable there to show you that you're charging from USB. That's really nice. I really like that feature there. And if you guys need a decent cell phone holder, these are ones you can see it holds up to me jumping off those jumps and everything. It's down in the links of the description of this video for all accessories that I use on all my e-bikes and scooters. So now to get into the custom settings, the first thing I had to go in and change was kilometers, because it came as kilometers per hour. I had to go in and change it to miles per hour. To get into those settings, what you need to do is hold down the power button and the mode button when the display is on, and it'll go into a password here. Now you have to put a password in here to be able to access any further. The password is 1500, so just type in 1500 here and then hold the power button, and that'll put you into the P settings. Now this is where you have about 9 different settings plus PA, PB, and PC. There's a lot of different things you could change here. I would definitely get familiar with the settings before you change them, and as a disclaimer, you guys be careful changing some of these. You don't want to change the wrong settings. So if you do go into there, make sure you write down what they were from the factory so you don't get mixed up. There are certain ones you don't want to change. Be cautious of which ones you're changing. So now let's go back into there. I believe P4, yeah, P4 is your setting for miles or kilometers. So I set mine to miles. Now P7, this is the one for your slow start and fast start. Right now set at 0 is slow start. We're going to change that. We're going to put it on fast start, and we're going to see how much more peppier this thing is on fast start. And there, like I said, there's a bunch of different settings that you can change. There was another one, I can't remember offhand exactly which one it is, but you can adjust the power level. It comes set at 100, but you could adjust that all the way down to, I believe it was like 2. And when you do that, the scooter is very, very slow. So if you wanted to tone this way down for your kid to ride or something, essentially you could, and it would really, really limit the power, which is a nice feature. See, I believe PC is the display brightness. You have 3 levels of brightness there. So there's a lot of different settings. I'll show you guys a list of the ones. Now, one thing I want to mention is the manual that I got with my scooter is completely wrong as far as what the settings do. Some of them were right, some of them were wrong. And I emailed the company to ask them about it. Anyway, long story short, I found on their website, the Kaabo USA website, if you go into the blog, I think it's the blog in there, you can actually click, there's a lot of good information in there, but they have the P settings in there and exactly what they control and what they do. So if you want the accurate P settings, you can go there and check them out to see what you can and can't change and things like that. But just keep in mind the settings that they show you in the manual, unless they update it from the time of me making this video till you get yours, they will not be accurate. All right, so now let's go try this on a steeper hill. Oh yeah, with that you could feel it from not so much top speed, but from starting out you could feel it's a lot jerkier when you put it to fast start instead of slow start, how it comes from the factory. So if you guys want a zippier, like right off the bat when you hit the throttle, you can see it's spinning tire in that gravel. But if you want a quicker start instead of a slower start, then go into that P7 setting and change it from 0-0 to 0-1. And this thing, it's gonna pick up speed a lot quicker, and it's gonna hit your top speed way faster. All right, so the infamous hill that I always test out because it's close, right here. So let's try to take a ride up this hill and see how much power it got. And I'm just drifting down, no power. That's pretty steep. So right now I'm in dual motor eco mode. I'm gonna kick it in turbo, and it just takes right off. Right up this incline, no problem at all. 15 miles an hour. Generative braking on this thing's pretty nice. Now you can't adjust the levels. You can turn it on or off, but you can hear it. That's what that noise is. The regen braking is pretty nice. Now that was just pretty much mostly regen. I'm gonna start here mid-hill. Yep, right up it, no problem. And like I said, I'm 165 pounds. So let's try the braking power out. Now this is downhill, so this is always gonna be harder to stop going downhill. I thought it had ABS or something, but I think I just locked the back tire up. So I'm not sure if this has ABS braking or not. All right guys, so I have an app on my phone. I just checked the grade on this hill. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's saying it's about a 12% grade, and this scooter is rated up to a 20% grade. So it will definitely go up some steeper hills than this. And we'll test that out maybe in the next video. Now let's go over some of the specs and features of this Mantis. Now, as I've said in the beginning of the video, I was very impressed that it comes with a deck hook already attached. That's nice that you don't have to pay extra for that. Over here on the right hand side, we have the Eco and Turbo button and the single and dual motor button. I really like the rubberized feel of these buttons. They seem far superior to my other scooter because they seem to be more waterproof. However, the only downfall is you can't really tell what mode you're in, whether the button's in or button's out. There's no light, so basically you just have to go by feel. Over here on the left-hand side, we have the headlight switch on top, a left and right turn signal in the middle, and a horn button on the bottom. However, the horn button does not go to anything, but they do include a nice little bell in the left-hand brake lever. On the LT01 display, this is where you can see your speed, mileage, volts, many different things, and you can go in and adjust different settings to your liking. It even includes a charge port on the back for charging your cell phone when you're out and about on your rides. The 48 volt 13 amp hour battery powers the dual 500 watt motors with two 20 amp controllers and is rated for up to 2200 peak watts. This scooter is rated to go an estimated 25 miles, and in my initial testing, I feel like it's probably going to get at least that, but we're going to be doing some future testing, so make sure you guys stick around for that. For stopping power, this is using dual mechanical disc brakes with 120 millimeter rotors, and with the regenerative braking enabled, I feel that this is plenty of stopping power for the scooter. This scooter is sitting on a set of 8-inch tubeless tires, and it has a C-type spring suspension in both the front and the rear, which gives you a pretty nice ride quality. Now at 53 pounds, this thing's still a little bit heavy, but when you fold the stem down, it's nice and compact, and I don't see a problem taking this thing on vacations. The stem clamps seem nice and secure, and after tightening it up, I didn't seem to have any wobbles at all, and everything on this scooter just seemed to be very tight and really well built. Really sleek. I'm glad they kept the 40 millimeter stem tube all the way up, and just the nuts and bolts and everything is really nice and integrated. You don't see anything sticking out, and just gives it a really nice, sleek looking design, and I really appreciate just how clean it looks overall. Alright guys, I'm sure I forgot some things. I hope you enjoyed my initial impressions and my first ride. If you want to know anything else about the scooter, or if I missed something, make sure you put it down in the comments below. And in my honest opinion, I think it's a great scooter, especially for the money. And if you use my coupon code and pick one up for around currently $950 with the coupon code, I feel that that's a great deal and you get a lot of value for your money. So like I said, if you guys use that coupon, I'll make a small commission at no extra cost. But I hope you guys stick around for my future tests, and I will see you guys around on the next one. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I will see you guys around. Thanks for watching. Phew.